Haven't stopped talking, really.
Yeah, no, we're definitely still talking.
I mean,
We've not stopped talking.
Keller, Nagoka. Nagoka.
Put this there. Has this been here the whole time? I don't remember that.
Swear I never lied to you. Swear I never treated you bad. See, I would never do it to you. What you did behind my back. Swear I'll never smile for you. Swear I'll never be a fool. I'ma keep me far from you. Cause what you did was so uncool. I'm not looking for revenge. I don't need you to be my friend. I just want this fake love to come to an end. So can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. You wanted her, so just give me what I deserve. So can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. Run back to her, cause I got what I want, closure. Wasted too much heart on you. Wish I learned to use my head. Cause right before I fell for you, I fell right into your bed. I'm not looking for revenge. I don't need you to be my friend. I just want this fake love to come to an end. So can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. You wanted her, so just give me what I deserve. So can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked it up, it's over. Run back to her, cause I got what I want, closure. You wanted her. You left me hurt. But I won't cry as long as I give me some closure. Who you think you are. You're lucky that I don't want revenge. So can I get some closure? Stay right where you are and don't come closer. If you haven't picked rapids. How much longer can you hide? You can try and push away from me. You kick and scream, you're begging, please. But once you get a little taste of freedom, you wanna get up off your knees. Come over, don't fight how you really feel. Come closer to me. I'll give you something to believe in. Come over, don't fight how you really feel. Come closer, please.
Good morning and welcome back to Windmill, Saturday morning edition, day 2, mixed division. I'm Stef Pazzo and I'm here with Hannah Pendlebury on this wonderful Saturday morning. Hannah, how's Windmill cooking along for you?
I have to say, as always, pretty great, Stefan. Windmill is, I'm going to put it out there, my favourite tournament in the whole wide world, and this has been a bouncy, wonderful wonderland. That hasn't disappointed. We had the Mingle game yesterday, and for those of you who maybe don't get to play at post-game calls these days, Mingle, very fun. Suggest you look it up. And an exquisite beer race that I heard the organisers were so terrified of our skills, Stefan, that they stopped us from getting in it.
Yeah, I mean, they just see us winning from tournament to tournament. We're always in the finals. We always get the victory. They know what we're capable of. And apparently there wasn't enough room for us, but we know that they were shaking in their boots on behalf of all the competitors that were in it. But good for them. They got...
You do play-by-play. Should I maybe try to do stats, like at least the scores? Like this?
If you can do it, that would be great.
Yeah. Because in any case, but can we have the numbers here so I see a little bit? He's fucking loud.
Hello, welcome and good morning to Windmill Day 2. Christina Obermeyer joined by Charlotte Terrasson, and we're bringing you live coverage in the mixed division. Swiss round 5, I believe. 4. 4 for mixed. They're starting today. They had 3 games yesterday, and we are watching FBG from Canada take on Frau Rauscher and the Bamble Boys FRuBB from Germany. FBG with offense to start, and we're on the way. Hunt working it out to wedge, not very Canadian, but has some Canadian friends. Also played on Traffic last year, I believe. So it would make sense for her to pick up with that team at Windmill. McKenna and that was a missed throw that hits the ground. FRuBB with the opportunity to break that first point. Bergman. To Strick. And a pick call.
Yeah, it's hard to get ready for the first game of the morning, the second day of Windmill. I mean, yesterday was already long, only 3 games for mixed, but this is not only like, oh, you only had to play that. It's only because other categories had 4 games, but today mix has to play 4 games, and it is intense level,
Hard fought, as is this defense. Hunt with the block and putting it into play. Putting up that big huck into the end zone. It's hanging. Buddy's underneath it. And a better read by Tsu for FBG.
A lot of time to read the disc. A lot of confusion apparently between players trying to take the best position, but this one was a tricky floaty over their heads. But the Farmer Brown's greenhouse player made it with the disc.
And that's 1-0 in favor of FBG. They had a bit of a struggle in the beginning, but then managed to get that point anyway.
3 seconds rule.
Get that first point on the board. And we'll see FRuBB's O-line for the first time.
First point of a long list of points for today. A lot of games to play, a lot of points to score. It's a Swiss draw. You want to score as much as possible.
Blanke. To Schütz. And Lil catching up. Looks for an option and finds Ostertag. Nice flow from FRuBB and getting it on the second attempt. Running it out. And a very, very open person. Blown coverage. Gekman with the point.
That was a very clean point for the FRuBB line. O-line showing a beautiful flow here. The disc was not stopping that much, except for the final score. Really nice flow that Greenhouse did not manage to stop, but this is only the first O point for FRuBB. We still have time to see a lot of defense settings and see what's coming up.
So a clean hold for FRuBB to start. If you want to go off of that, they have the slight advantage since Greenhouse gave it away once. But that doesn't count. It just counts whether you put it in or not. And they did. Definitely did. So yeah, beautiful weather conditions. No wind so far. Just like yesterday. It's going to be pretty hot today. 27 degrees. And a big hawk goes up right away. It's floating and out the side. And that's the wrong line.
Bit of confusion again with this line because apparently on the other side of the pitch, this synthetic line that we added is actually the sideline. And here on this side, it is the 3-meter line extras. So some players are kind of confused. You have to adapt from one side to the other of the pitch.
At least those lines are white. Because in a burn 2 weeks ago, the lines weren't only white. They weren't not white. They were red, and they were also diagonally to the crossing the normal white field lines that were signaling another field. The hammer goes over the top. That is beautiful. Put into space perfectly. He really wants the huck, and he gets it as well. And putting it into space, and deed and caught. Amazing stuff by FRuBB.
Laying out into the player's legs to save the disc. But apparently there's something going on. Not happy with this.
Alina Sturck with the amazing grab. And I do think Wedge tipped it, and Strick just got it anyway. She laid out into her body a little bit, into Wedge's body, but only to get that disc at that second effort.
Yeah, maybe she wanted also to have a try on this and defend it, but couldn't with the body. But I mean, that's fair enough. If the offense is already there, you cannot move your body to get in position for the disc. I mean, she had position before, and it looks like that's what they agreed on as well.
Yeah, it is an impeccable play after all. Respect the... No, I'm kidding. I'm actually really not a fan of people saying like, oh, respect the send, respect the layout. And it was like, no.
If
it's out, it's out. If it's a foul, it's a foul. But that was agreed upon. Very, very good play. And... that was a break.
Yeah,
so
that's what I wanted to say. This is actually a first break for FRuBB on this game, taking advantage, and take a lead for the beginning early in the game.
Working it down that sideline. Young goes up the line again, and this was out of bounds.
That's very close to the line, yeah.
Yeah, that's the trouble with working it that closely to the line. At some point, you could might as well be out. Just no mark on the person picking up the disc, and they managed to move the disc laterally very well. Back into the middle to Blanca. Doesn't really find anything, goes reset. And those passes really going every other for Blanca, but not really anything for her to hit. And that disc is floaty, very floaty and very far out the side.
There's not much wind, but apparently people still keep throwing in the same direction on the left side of the field. The Frisbee always flying away on the left side. There's not much wind though.
No, there's not a lot. I think maybe the people are used to yesterday's wind and want to adapt to that and still have to change. But FBG get an opportunity to point a score here back, and there you go. Easy stuff for Fairweather. Jumping it in beautifully.
Nice straight put from Jenny Chorus to secure their offense. That was, how would you say in English? In French, c'était moins une. Like when it got very close to a break, I wanted to say.
It was necessary for it. It's like
like they really got close for another break against them and avoided that, preventing the break, getting the score. 2-2 Greenhouse, tying up the score. But FRuBB starting on offense still have the advantage.
Yeah, they're up a break, and they did Greenhouse, FB Greenhouse, did really well to prevent that, because going up 2 breaks that early could have maybe changed the energy of the game, but getting it back here with good defensive pressure. And a missed pass on the center gives a res opportunity to FBG. Wedge on the sideline there. Looks for a reset and goes beautiful inside. And over the top back to Wedge. Sneakily moving into the end zone out of the handler's space.
What a beautiful look. Throwing above all players, just nice. Those, those sidearm outside break throws that are totally not taking the curve you would expect to throw on this side of the field, but still goes perfectly around the defense and gets straight in the hands of the offense. Love it. Lovely from McKinney.
Yeah.
And this is a break from FBG, taking
Yeah.
back their advantage.
Yeah, they're getting it right back here. McKenna to wedge. And they're up. They're on serve now, I think. They're calling good D on their part. It was just a centering pass that did not quite connect, so FRuBB's O-line can try and work it again. On this near sideline, Knödel. Oh, and the switch gone wrong. Leaves Flo very open. Osatak goes up the line and around to the other side. Back into the middle, right at the brick mark. Not a lot of options, but manages to get it to Osatak. And a pick in the stack. They're distributed quite widely around that end zone, which calls for a pick in my opinion. Osatak finds the middle of the field in flow. And has to go flick blade into the end zone. Has to. I think he drew that out perfectly for Domi Knödel to get that score in.
I actually thought he would first throw this inside break straight from the beginning. As we see in the replay, here we have a big path, and I really thought that one was coming, but actually the break is coming, but with another curve, big bladey outside sidearm, straight in the hands of Knödel. FRuBB tying up 3-3. Greenhouse, Farmer Brown's greenhouse still leading, starting on offense. Let's see what's going on. This is a tight game. I mean, we're still only at the start, but sometimes you already see the gap straight from the beginning. So let's see if it's really a tie game or just people getting in their mood, in their momentum.
The fun thing about Swiss Draw is that every round is supposed to be a tight round. And we're at round 4 of the draw, so by now all the games should be your even opponents, and you can see how all these games get tighter and tighter.
Oh, wedge! Releasing the disc and losing no time to get deep, but overthrown.
Okay, we get these back, Doc. We get these back.
I really don't like that.
So Molly wedge overthrown on that deep shot gives the disc to FRuBB. Tight coverage by FBG, but they managed to get it off and go break side, and that is a caught defense by Brown. Goes over the top. Nice daring shot to Alex Brown. To edge. On this near side. Seen that before? Going around and nicely caught by Brown. Back to edge. And a very open player just in front of the end zone. Dickon to Brown and moving it along to the far side of the field. Hunt over the top, and there was a bit of a bump in the back.
I mean, there's much less contact than what I thought would come out of this action, but apparently they are okay, just a foul called. and uncontested. Disc apparently goes back in possession of Farmer's Greenhouse.
That was Brown with the disc. Goes back, and that's a tipped disc. Just couldn't quite get her hands around it. And they're calling for the outline. It's very hard to see.
A loud switch on the field.
And there you go with the big huck. Body's underneath it, and
You keep it like in the middle, because otherwise
and a big disc goes up for wedge, and that is beautiful stuff out of Greenhouse to get the break. FRuBB back on offense. Far side. And a good defense. Allen throws it into nowhere. Up the line. Osatag. And a very static, out of hope, not really anything going for them right now. Their O-line struggling with the tight defense. Very open player on that break side, getting the continuation of Blanca. Float. Ostertag tries to get the continuation, and he does. Again, not a lot of movement out of that FRuBB stack. And there you go.
No.
And that disc put into space on that front cone, but just out too far.
We're getting much more turnovers than we had at the beginning. I mean, like, the last few points have had like 3 turnovers at least.
Yeah,
Weird errors.
The wind is picking up a little bit as well, but no excuse for those little errors in play. Nearly a poach off McPhee. And the big huck goes up, laying out into the ground. Does that disc fly?
A great attempt. I really thought until the last second that he would get that one.
Yeah, Kyle Chapman timing it well, not well enough. And there's a timeout called for FRuBB, and we'll take a break as well, a little breather, and we'll leave you with those highlights and messages.
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
We are back live. And FRuBB has now taken a timeout to, collect their offense again. Wanting to punch that in after a multiple turnover point, as you just mentioned.
Yeah, they really had a clean offense as we see in the first point, I think. And they probably want to set it back and have this flow again. But the greenhouse defense seems to be also pretty intense and adapted to stop that flow.
Yeah, they came to play here. I mean,
all the way from Canada.
Just gonna say all the way from Canada. Gotta give us the show, and they're definitely doing that. FRuBB currently 13th in the Swiss draw ranking. Farmer Brown's greenhouse 15th. And which means, pretty close together, but this will decide who gets top 10. Of course, the thing that matters is top 8. Because we have one more round, then we go into bracket play. We have quarterfinals and semis and finals for you in all divisions. And we'll showcase as much of that as possible as we are back in live play. Lutz looks for an option and goes over the head of her defender. Lil to Blanca. Blanca going into the middle to Ostertag. Beautiful continuation, and that's overshot. FBG getting really excited about that pressure.
Patience, Queen. Patience.
Nice inside shot to start for FBG. Into the middle, and another deep shot goes up. They have worked out well for them thus far, and that is on the money.
Nice timing from Chorus, getting in the end zone right when they needed her there. And a beautiful put, obviously. What a shot. Now, actually, I was checking the scores. The Farmer Brown's greenhouse, lovely Canadian who made the trip here in Windmill, got unbeaten so far. They won all their games against freestyle mixed, against Swiss mixed, and also, I don't remember which one, but they won all their games so far. While FRuBB had a tie game against Denmark and one win against Israel and one loss against Hut. FBG also won against the Korean we had on stream yesterday. If you missed the game, go watch. So yeah, undefeated Canadians here.
Not bad. Being 15th after undefeated means they might have not played as tightly as they should have, as the algorithm told them to. Currently, the ranking, France mixed is in first spot, Great Britain mixed in the second spot, and we had that matchup yesterday, and that was a very good game if you want to watch that back, especially if you're a fan of France. Germany mixed in third, Hut in fourth position, Austria mixed fifth, Smog won in sixth, Ireland mixed in seventh, and Swedish Royals in the eighth spot. So this would be your quarterfinals and medal contenders here. As we are back to this game, FRuBB and FBG one of them would have to win by rather a big margin for them to make it in the championship bracket, but they're going to do their best, I'm sure. Kluver to Sarantil. Blanca catching it and not quite securing that disc.
Big pressure on the defense. That's everywhere on the pitch. Wherever the disc is, there will be defense on both sides. I think they put a good pressure and really fight for the discs and put their bodies in the way.
Looking for an option. Frustration has to go back, but opening up the field with Sue going really far and out, and then that is caught.
Not sure for who this disc was, but it worked.
He was there. That works. Knocking on the doorstep now. Brown. Misregards the person just in front of them. And there you go. This one around. This time around, Jesse Brown gets it. Looks for an option. Goes back to McKenna again, and that is a score. Front cone for Greenhouse.
That was a close one. And defense was right behind her, one step behind. You really better trust your teammates to throw such a tight one. Just taking one step in front of her player to secure the goal.
Yeah, Kelsey Hayden slightly going out of direct position of this throw to collect it and making sure it's also in the end zone. She doesn't have to get another point. At least that's what I like to do, you know.
Take one step forward, but stay in the zone though. And we're already at 6-3. The gap starts to get bigger and bigger. Greenhouse found their momentum.
Yeah, they have energy definitely on their side now.
They warmed up.
They did, yeah, they're warmed up now. FRuBB
Woke up.
FBG woke up. FRuBB is gonna have to match that energy if they wanna.
Yeah, I mean, they look like they have this energy. It's just weird how they're putting it all together, but they definitely are fighting and giving some legs on the field, so wouldn't surprise me if they would just break back.
They definitely have the prowess to do it. Over the top goes high to Osatak. Blanca getting it back and putting it into space for Lutz with the sticky fingers. Back to Blanca again. We've seen her throwing those overheads quite a bit. So a rather high score we can see coming in on 6. Nice throw around to Lutz. And Lutz is gonna go again. Oh, trying to jump it in. It's not quite there. Didn't really see the line, did he?
That was the wrong line, but nice try.
That's a curve, isn't it?
Ooh.
Not managing to keep her hands in this time around. She gets it on the second attempt.
Defense just got a chip on that one. But damn, 72? Who is this?
Credit where credit is due. We don't know. They're missing. I'm sorry. You did a great play, but we don't know who you are, so if anyone in the chat knows who this person is, let us know so we can give credit to the right person.
But really nice. We found this. We saw this flow from FRuBB again. and really good to see. Happy they found it back and put it in action for another clean hold again. I mean, FRuBB did it once, and again, when they have this clean hold on offense, it's always with this beautiful flow, not stopping, making this disc move, up line, swing, whatever, but keep it moving. But still, Greenhouse did amazing defense. They were always here, one step away from the defense or one finger away. I mean, that was very close in the end zone.
It really was. They're getting opportunities. And it's always that same saying, you know, if you touch it, you can catch it. Just want to throw it out there.
Now it's time for Greenhouse to show they can have a clean hold as well. But FRuBB changed a bit their defense strategy and went for a zony wally. It's not a real cup, but I mean, on the cutters, they are definitely zone defending. On the handlers, it's almost a cup. It looks like a wall to me.
Yeah, it looks like kind of a wall, but not really putting a lot of pressure. It might not be windy enough for this type of zone. Also, they're just really good in seeing the open space and very open player just in the middle. For a second, they could have hit that. Now the zone is set, and
big bodies are all around the end zone.
yeah, if you're sure about that disc, it just does not. It's not quite.
Oh, I saw that hand rising for the upside and just no.
Putting it in regardless is Brown. It's a wedge to Brown actually, but they could have closed it out one throw earlier. Good work there.
That's another clean hold. We had many turnovers before, but now everyone's showing that they can play clean ultimate, no turn. We're O-line, we know how to score, and we're gonna score whatever the defense is. Throwing over the cup, over anything.
Yeah, they managed to get into this game as we're half an hour, 34 minutes away of these games ending already. And we're at 7-4, quite close to halftime.
Yeah.
If FBG can now manage to break, that would be really good for them. Hope want to stay in that game and get closer, of course. And that disc should get closer to the zone if it wants to be a good pull, but clearly doesn't want to be.
Greenhouse decided to switch fields.
Would have been
this one.
It would have been a really good pull if it were on the other field. Like that would have been impeccable, but we're not. So let's stay real.
Chest to back, everyone else under.
I think we haven't had enough upsides so far. We need more. I'm sure FRuBB would score more breaks with upsides. That would be my strategy.
Hammers?
Yeah.
The hammers. Not so sure this is the German style of Frisbee, but they should try. And there you go with a huck. I hope that's enough for you. Let's see if it's enough for a score. It's enough for a foul.
It's enough
Body
for-
contact, that is.
I understand there is a foul, but I would say like continue before starting to talk. This disc is still flying first. Get your second attempt.
Yeah.
And then talk it out.
Yeah, I do agree with you in general. Like, I probably would do that. On the other hand, if I'm already sure I'm calling a foul because I clearly was fouled, like, in my opinion, then why run on? Why not quickly talk to the person about it?
I don't know. If you manage to get this second attempt, like, catch the disc, there's no talking to do. You just scored, and it's easier than maybe throwing the disc back like that. So apparently this is contested foul.
Yeah. Contested. I mean, I do get what you mean. On the other hand, if you don't get it and you lay out, you can still call the foul after. Yeah, fair enough. But I probably I wouldn't do it probably. I would if it was fouled, I would have stopped. But like, I would stop and be like, hey guys, let's not do that again, please.
Please, don't
Please,
foul me.
thank you very much.
I don't like to be fouled.
No. No. Anyway,
So, back with the D's.
so we have the person with the disc. We have it as Flo W. Flo V. Who
Flo, that's the
Flo is that his name? Flo.
I guess.
He was so nice as to give us all the roster names. He forgot to say his own. And he's not unimportant for that FRuBB team was attack. Going to Roy.
Oh, big swing.
Was attack putting it into the zone for our mysterious Flo person.
Flow with the score. No, beautiful flow indeed. I want to say that was a textbook case of swing and get out of the stack for this continuation on the swing.
You can see here that throw goes over the top, and the defender of the later goal scorer thinks about getting in there and jumping, getting that D, but recognize he won't manage to intercept it, and that is the exact moment where the receiver, got free and managed to get that into that position where his defense couldn't get to stop it anymore. Valiant effort to try and go up and poach off that disc.
It's really good. It's also really good that both teammates saw it and took advantage of it, because as a runner cutter, if you're poached, you can call whatever, but if the person with the disc doesn't see you, doesn't notice,
you're fucked, really.
well, you can just cry in the end zone alone.
Yeah, alone, because you're so free.
All by myself. Ooh, nice bird.
That's a big bird as well.
Big
You know,
bird.
we have this bird near our practice, and every time we ever practice at around the same time, it comes to shit on the space. And I was just like, oh, a big disc. Caught for the score.
For the half.
Ooh, for half. Yeah, it's halftime in favor of FBG. I absolutely missed that. But I hope you at home didn't miss it. A beautiful huck.
What a put straight in front of the cutter. That couldn't be more beautiful.
Alex Brown with the goal for half, and as teams are looking for shade and some break, we are doing that as well, and we will be with you soon for second half action.
We are a group of ultimate players, coaches and video enthusiasts. We've worked with the major federations and the greatest events.
We're on a mission to make Ultimate huge. We want our videos and live streams to be free to watch.
We want to make stories that not only reach you,
but also reach people outside the Ultimate community.
Like and subscribe, ULTI.TV, the best in the world.
Become a member and
fund
fund
our work to cover more events in the future and to bring more stories and live coverage to the eyes of the Ultimate world and beyond.
We are back live here, second half action after a brief intermission with Charlotte's parents and grandma.
Always a family call. They want to be part of the commentating team as well. Everyone wants to be. It's amazing.
And if you want to be, and you're currently at Windmill or you want to join for any of the events, come by, talk to us about it. We're always happy to, give you some space on our mic.
And if you want to be part of the ULTI.TV world and experience, you can also help as Patreon for sure.
And that disc helping FRuBB to switch field position. Blanke, standout handler for the squad. Goes to Ostertag, who's inside. Shot is on the money. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Roy with the score. Ostertag with the assist. Blanke here. Really doing a great job for that FRuBB side, getting them out of dangerous positions again and again.
What is a Bamble Boys? Do you know what Bamble Boys is?
FRuBB and the Bamble Boys is, I think, a drink.
Oh, let's Google that.
I think so. I'm pretty sure it's like a myth or a drink or something like that. FRuBB. Yeah, FRuBB is a drink.
Apfel was?
Apfelwein.
I'm not sure. See. Apfelweinwirtschaft.
Apfelweinwirtschaft. FRuBB.
Yummy.
We love that. I don't know. I've never had apple wine. Apfelwein is apple wine.
Isn't it like cider?
I think it's different because cider is sparkling, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
But I'm happy to be overruled by any of you in the comments if you know the full story or.
Bamble Boys, I don't know what it is. There are pictures of the team. Good.
Nice.
Oh my!
Another hawk molly wedge underneath it, trailing edge into her hands.
Wedge at the edge.
Ooh, nice one. And that works out for the quick score. We've seen them use that again and again and pointing for a help defender.
And this is no surprise.
Not at
You
all.
get wedge going deep, just hack it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Let's go get there. That works.
Catch was from Jenny. Good. Was a layup.
So Greena, FBG with a 3-point lead, quite commanding, but we do know, as we mentioned again and again, it's Swiss draw. So every point counts. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. Well, of course it matters, but not as much as the point difference. And in addition to that is we do not play to cap 1. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
If the game is over in 22 minutes, the game is over. The point is played, and after that, draws are okay as well.
Exactly what happened to FRuBB, who actually had a tied game against Denmark because they didn't finish. You finish whenever the time does.
Exactly, and discussion about whether that disc should be put into play. It's definitely not 1 meter in the outside the pitch where they started.
I think this is a good way to make sure that the disc gets in whenever you want it and not whenever the defender is checking it as you're like talking and they check it like, wait
a minute. Far side for FRuBB. Oh, I wanted to see a deep shot. Goes up the line instead and bubbled. That could be a 4-point lead for FBG if they punch it in here.
Oh, wow. I love this gainer. Upline gainer with the defense so close. That means someone was free.
Someone is very open, and there they are. There they are. McPhee gets the goal. And that is a 4-point lead for FBG. 10-6. Points are getting scored so quickly in that second half. It's just bam, bam, pow.
They want it done, the job done as quickly as possible. There are 3 more games to come. Gotta end it as fast as possible. You're talking about the Swiss draw, that actually the outcome of the game is not as important as the score. And indeed, like as we were saying, Greenhouse, Farmers Brown's Greenhouse haven't lost a single game, while the FRuBB had a tight game, a loss and a win, and still face a full win game team. So you see that scores matters.
Yeah, score differences matter definitely. Always do, because if you play good against a very good team and you're probably ranked rather low below them, you'll get a higher score, even though that does not work out. For FRuBB this time around, a pick called, the turnover on the other side of the field. I'm not so sure what the discussion is, because
you need to catch it.
Yeah, they should have caught it, and if they had been able to catch it.
Yeah, it didn't look like it affected in any case, and player didn't get that disc, so it should be I mean, people calling the pick were not even looking at the action. They're like back facing it.
Yeah.
And Wedge aiming for the end zone as usual, but the FRuBB are ready for that, and poaching. Someone was waiting for her.
Which means someone else is free, as you pointed out before. Hunt to Wedge. Nice grab by Hunt.
Ooh.
And Brown with the hammer.
Oh, yeah.
Over the top, snacking it and macking it around. McKenna with the score. And that's another break.
And here's the hammer. I waited for hammers. Here it is from Brown. Brown doing great in this game. I mean, he scored a lot through a lot of assists. So far, we have 2 goals and 3 assists for Brown. While Molly Wedge for sure is also doing great with 2 scores and 2 assists. No surprise.
No, really, and they have really gotten into their rhythm now. Farmer Brown's Greenhouse. And that energy up. Ready to go, ready to play. Came here to play, and
oh, you will play if you're at Windmill.
Yeah. No, I don't actually.
We not, but talking to all the players.
Do you know? We always win. We're always in the final.
Hey.
Haven't lost so far. Been in every final.
Games. Except when we got out of power yesterday.
But that was just a minor inconvenience.
Happens to the best.
And that minor inconvenience on FRuBB's side has happened one too many times. As the zone for Farmer Brown's Greenhouse works out well, and that disc put into space, towing the line, and scoring is Young. 12-6. They double the score.
12-6. That means maybe they're gonna end this game before the end of the time.
Well, we hope that FRuBB can get back into this game and still contest it somehow.
They had a good comeback. They showed again, as we were saying, their offense, their flow, and I think that's a good decision, calling a timeout to set it back and find their mojo.
Yeah, and as they are calling this time out, we're also taking a short break, and we'll be with you back after those few messages.
Come on, Brett!
We are back live here, and we have some results from the other fields for you.
Oh, by the way, if you want to watch some other fields, we have a other live video on our channel with the drone following other games to keep up with what's happening. So live scores, we have Austria mixed against Ireland mixed, 4-11, Ireland leading. Other national teams, what do we have? Estonia mixed 8 against Swedish Royal 9, and we have the big teams, France, Germany facing each other. So far it is 8-7 for Germany. Other teams, Norway is winning 8-7 over Rainbow Brigade, but nothing's over yet. What other teams do we have? Poland mix winning 8-7 over Changchi and the Legends of 20-ish Rings. Czech Republic winning 8-7 over Fusion Falcons. Switzerland, Denmark 7-8. And what other? Italy taking over Disconnection 10-5. Finland mixed 7-6 against Harangi. And that's more or less. Lithuania mixed 11-7 against Smog, and Belgium mixed 8-8 Noise Ultimate. Let's get back to our game.
Yeah, and there you go with a zone coverage that worked really well for them the first time around. They'll come back out there with it. Struck with a hammer over the top. They can do the hammer if they wanna, and now they're switching field position just on that line here. Trying not to trip over the movable end zone line. Getting it off here. FRuBB. Zaza. Around to Steponaite. And a goal scored or not. In or out? In or out?
Yeah.
We can try and look at the replay if we have it. We're not sure yet. We're still trying to get up the footage, and there it goes.
Here we have another look.
Didn't really see it myself.
Oh no! Just out of.
It is just out, cropped out.
Maybe a slow-mo could help have a better.
No chance?
And we're looking at it now. It could be that our frame just cut off that exact second. We'll see. It is super close, and you can tell really from our footage. The disc goes back. That is the right outcome, I believe.
I like the good old-fashioned, like, if we don't have a screen, just play it as we used to talk with each other.
Yeah, it is
Before
a good
screens.
before we had that video advantage, and that disc goes up again and defended by Farmer Brown. White fakes the deep shot. Goes around to Brown. Low throw and caught by Brown. Into the middle to Hunt. Really wants to put it deep, but goes around instead to Brown. Wedge. This time around, putting it deep into space, and that disc caught, not quite, touched for sure.
That looked so cool. All the motion, the body, everything. I really like this action, cool look on the screen, but would have looked even better with the hands staying, the disc staying in hand.
Absolutely, and that disc close to the sideline and definitely was out of bounds in my opinion. Yeah. Guys, you've been playing on this field for like, what is it, 60 minutes, an hour? Maybe getting those lines right would be a really good idea, because that's unnecessary things. That, miscommunication on that reset. We'll give the disc back to FRuBB as if nothing happened. Same position as they were before. Kluver to pick up Strick.
I really like the confidence of I'm inbounds. No.
No, you're not.
Unfortunately.
A layout defense. Beautiful stuff out of Brown, Jesse Brown.
Just sped up all of a sudden and also gave the layout, just extra layout to make it even cooler.
And that extra layout to make it even cooler would have made it an even bigger difference. A point. But again on offense. One more time. All right, sorry for that musical intermission. I know I don't have a great singing voice. I will still share with all you guys.
We can do the singing with the Stef voice.
Oh yeah.
It's your love.
Stef Pazzo voice. Sorry. If you want to have some Stef Pazzo action, tune in for the next game. He's going to be on the call on the open game with you, Charlotte. It's going to be Clapham playing Mooncatchers. I don't think we've seen that matchup ever.
I don't know what this is going to be. Like, never heard about that, but
Never
we
heard of
have a
those teams.
timeout.
And that timeout is going to give us a little break as well. Don't go anywhere. Listen to those messages of our sponsors.
Those who do not know their history can never relive it. The skies, the dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ULTI.TV we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future belongs to all of us.
We are back in live action here. FBG taking that timeout to punch in another break. It'll be their fifth point in a row. They got it off the sideline, but a lot of traffic in that just before letting handle space here. Jesse Brown putting it towards the end zone, onto the line. Hunt to edge. And Wedge puts it into the end zone for the score. And that is 5 points in a row and a commanding 7-point lead for FBG.
Oh my.
Can you see the replay?
It's on the replay, beautiful outside sidearm shot by Molly Wedge to Hayden. One more stat for Wedge on this game. And definitely not the last one on this tournament.
Yeah, I bet it won't be the only one, especially because teams are limited personnel-wise and have to do something at some point. No, I'm kidding, of course. A very good pickup for that Canadian side. Maybe even initiating their coming here.
I think it has something to do. I mean, we see Wedge on the European fields quite often, so would be no surprise if she brought some friends along from Canada.
Yeah, Wedge, of course, playing with Reading in the mixed division this season, and came over to
Reading, who won Elite Invite.
Yeah, and
a few weeks
there
ago.
might have been one or the other new pickup on Reading that caused that.
That gave a little help. And if you didn't see those finals, go have a look on ULTI.TV.
Yeah.
All these streams are available for you ultimate lovers.
On YouTube, live, for your convenience, whenever you want to watch it. But no, we're still watching FRuBB trying to score their second point this half. Haven't scored since it was 6-8, and that is a good catch by Ostertag. And that disc always comes out at the wrong angle. Wanted to angle it inside, it comes out outside. McPhee to the middle and over to the other side. Very open player found just on the middle of the field here now, looking red zone, looking end zone rather, in the red zone. McPhee, find Johnson and up the line, a lot of pressure and a very open player to that break space. They go 14-6. They're within one of closing out that game early.
Another point, another break. Just FBG on this highway of breaks and not stopping, keeping that speed, because you cannot slow down on the highway. You have to keep your speed, and they're definitely doing it. But FRuBB, I mean, German highway, come on, you should go even faster.
Yeah, they should know how to do that. Of course, for people who might not know, there is no speed limit on German highways, so there's people that actually go 200 kilometers an hour to go from point A to point B, and I've been on one German highway actually going home from Windmill. It was crazy. I gotta tell you, we went 160, and there was people like slashing by us with at least 200 kilometers an hour. So yeah, I would recommend it for the experience, but it's a bit terrifying, to be honest.
Yeah, not a huge fan.
I'm not saying I'm not a fan, it's just you gotta experience it. Big pull. That lands just out of bounds. And Strick.
So, is Greenhouse still, FBG still on their highway and getting the defense scoring quickly to end this game, because I mean we only have 40 seconds left, so anyway that might be the last point. So are they gonna end it with 15, or is FRuBB scoring 1 point, a second point in this second half?
Well, I think it's really important that they do, and they give it away here. Greenhouse.
They're not gonna waste it. I think Greenhouse.
Are you calling this?
I would say Greenhouse makes it.
There you go with the scuba this time around. It connects to Wedge, and Wedge puts it up into space for Zoo. And that was nearly a score and the point, the game finishing point, but a foul. So, hot take. Yeah. This is an offensive receiving foul. If it is accepted, it's a turnover.
It is.
An offensive receiving foul with a play on the disc results in a turnover. But I'm guessing it's contested since the disc goes back to Wedge. A very open player, Brown, looking for the end zone. Looking for something, goes scuba over the top, and that is a D. By just standing there.
Defense. I'm not here. No,
wasn't me.
But nice attempt from Sue to get the disc on over the player, but that's not enough. You cannot just lay over your player.
No, you can. Serentil is the disc in his hands now. Responsible for the defense. And a stoppage and a discussion. Ooh, we have 5 more minutes. Didn't know.
So game probably, I think. You think for this game? Because our time is already over.
But we started at 9, so an intelligent person would have looked at their watch. We all of us didn't. I hope you at home did and weren't confused by us.
Oh!
And that is a D. And there's a hard cap at 15, so this might as well be the end of the game. No, nonetheless, we are at 60 minutes of game time, 5 more minutes in regular play, and then closing it out. And that is the score. Calling it out.
I think that was a good tiptoe and that she kept it in.
Apparently, I thought so too, but I didn't get a really good look. The players on the field got a better look, and they're calling it out.
In any case, whether it was in or out, like if people agree on the field, it is as it is.
That's fine. And that is a low disc.
Oh my.
Not quite chased down by Herhold. Opportunity number 3.
Opportunity number 3.
Jessie Brown. To Edge. She gets it again, tries to jump it in, not quite there yet.
So close, 1.1 centimeter.
And a high release into space. Good position from Serentil to run within, to get between the disc and his offensive matchup and make sure that disc does not connect. And 4th time it's a charm maybe, but there is a defense in a better, definitely the better position this time around.
I mean, that was a risky throw. Player was not even getting free. They already threw it.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you need to, for sure, but when it comes to a hawk like this is what we call the 50-50.
One more turnover in favor of FBG, and they still are looking to finish that game, and that is a bad throw. I don't even want to sugarcoat it. Just came off weirdly.
That was a lefty. I don't know if he's a left-hander, but oh my. Why? Why would you do that?
Because you feel very confident. And it's good to feel confident on the field, just has to connect as well. That inside-out shot caught by both offensive and defensive player at the same time, but they agree. It's a score for FRuBB to get 7 points, their second score this half. It's time for a run, I think. It must feel a bit bad after having so many opportunities and not closing it out.
Yes. Oh, nice. So FRuBB did score another one. I lost my bet. It was not a score for Greenhouse to close the game.
I win. Yay. No,
Yay.
It's not about winning or losing. Well, it is. Not for us anyway. It is for FRuBB and FBG, though they have many more opportunities to close out that game on a win. Have FBG, they've added a commanding lead to the tally. Johnston. McPhee. Brewer. And that disc tipped, gives the disc back to FRuBB. And maybe they can cash out on one of those break opportunities. Big grab by Lutz.
Is that the end of time jingle we are hearing slightly in our ears?
It is the end of time jingle, and Blanke puts it up high and floating into the end zone, and Gerkman comes down with it. And I do believe this is game in favor of FBG over FRuBB. A very good end of that game, although it always feels kind of hard to get the last point but lose the game anyway. But that was worth watching. Thank you everyone for tuning in. A final score 15-8. Charlotte Terrason, Christina Obermeyer, I hope you tune in again. We're in the single gender divisions up next, and we've got some more live coverage for you all weekend. Thank you very much, and we'll see you again soon.
ULTI.TV.